Today we have a different kind of video. If you follow me on Instagram, I always make polls asking you what do you like to see. And one of the questions was to show step-by-step video on how to engrave a tumbler. Somebody specifically asked for the P2 first, but don't worry, you have another laser engraver. I'm going to show the same video with other lasers, but the main techniques I think would apply to your laser too. So let's get started. As you can see, my rotary attachment is already inside the machine. Let me show you on the back. And I'm looking this way because I have two monitors and I am trying to show you everything step by step. So let me hide myself because that way you don't get distracted. And this is our xTool P2. Put this bigger so you can see what I'm going to explain. So let's get into the machine so you can see what I'm going to do. I am going to engrave this tumbler. Maybe remove the lid and anything that's inside. And if you want to know details on this tumbler, don't worry. The settings and the brand and everything are going to be in the description below. So this tumbler is stainless steel with a coating. But before you start thinking what you're going to engrave and how you're going to place it, you need the riser base of the P2 to be able to place your rotary attachment in the machine. And your riser base brings this tape measurement, and it's going to show you 3 different choices: with a riser base, roller level, or riser base level 2 chuck. When we measure our tumbler, is going to tell you us I'm going to use the riser base on a chuck. The chuck are these. This part of your RA2 Pro, and it's going to show me what level that riser base needs to be, and this needs to be on the 1A. Let me see if I can move the camera without messing my setup here, so I can show you where those numbers are. Those numbers are on the riser base here. You can see it. These are the numbers, and as you can see, I already placed the base on the 1A, and this is based on the tumbler that you're using, right? So I'm going to close the lid, place you back where we were, and tell you something very important next. In addition to having the correct measurements for your tumbler, it's important that your rotary attachment is level or aligned or straight. And for that, I use this L-shaped ruler that helps me put that rotary straight into the laser bed. And in terms of the circumference of this tumbler is about 9 and a quarter, exactly 1 1/4. So that's, I'm gonna write that down because I'm gonna forget. 9 1/4, 9.25. And let me turn on the machine, move my light so I can close it so I can connect the machine. Close this. And let's turn on the machine. This is xTool Creative Space. And I need to change the machine. As you can see, it says S1 in here. That's not correct. switch to the P2. It's asking, telling me that the canvas is going to change to. That's fine. And it's connected. As you can see, we can see inside the machine and our Rotary attachment. There's some things that we need to change in here, but before that, I'm going to write the name that I want to engrave. You can download a design, but for now we are going to use a name. And I'm going to create everything on XCS, so you know step by step everything beforehand. Okay, I know the name is going to be Engrave, but the most important part here is that we are not going to use the process on slats, right? We are not going to use the rollers. We are going to use the shock, and here is the process. And I can hardly see my P2. Let me show you what I'm doing so you can see what I'm doing. Okay. I put a piece of paper under my rotary attachment, and that way I can see better my what's in here, because everything is dark. Oh, the cable's over there. Make sure that your cable is not anywhere where the laser can hit, because it's gonna get damaged. So that's there, and I close it again, and let's see how XCS see this. Let's put our tumbler so we can see better what we're doing, because I am there. Okay, so what's in here? I'm gonna show you what I'm doing. For this tumbler, I'm gonna open these jaws here and then start closing them, and it's gonna stay there. I'm not gonna leave like that. I'm just gonna show you what I'm doing. Let me get the other piece of the R2 Pro. This is the other attachment of the R2 Pro to help that tumbler to stay on and there. And then I'm gonna move this leveler, and I keep all my attachment in this little box. In here I have the handy dandy screwdriver and the leveler. And our leveler looks pretty good, actually. You want to tighten this more, just tighten it more. I don't tighten it too much, because then it can slip. It's the other way around. If you tighten this too much, the pressure is going to push the tumbler out. So that looks good. I rotate it and check all the angles. Sometimes it's not level for real, and it's because it's not sitting on this attachment. Moving these, you see that light? That's where this is supposed to be. At the highest point of your tumbler, that light needs to be. And if it goes away, simply close the lid, open it again, and it's gonna appear again. That's good. You see? That is where that tumbler needs to be. In a place. I'm gonna close the lid. Show you my XCS so you can see. And I need to refresh. Now we're talking, you see? It's telling me that the line is that this line is telling you that it's supposed to be over the highest point of the tumbler, which is not, because we need to adjust that by telling the machine to quick measure. You can see here it says quick measure, and as you can see, the line move exactly at the top of the tumbler. 2 things to take in consideration here. 1, 2 things to take in consideration here. 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 2 things to take in consideration where you want your design. That's 1. How big you want your design. That's 2. And 3, you want it to start, it's supposed to start after the line. So I'm not doing that with this tumbler because it's just a simple tumbler. But if I want my design to be specifically in one part of the tumbler, I mark my tumbler and I check those lines inside the software. 7. So less than 7 inches. Right now is 5. It's okay. 5 is good. Let's change the font. And as you can see, I'm doing everything inside xTool Create Space. If you want to download your image, you can do that too. But I want to show you from scratch, so I am using this software. I like this font. It looks cute. And let's type 5. And I'm gonna put it 90 degrees. And I want it exactly there. The fish eye of the xTool camera is not allowing me to see exactly where I want this. So there's 2 ways to do that. I'm gonna grab a pencil and I'm gonna show you here so you can see what I'm doing inside the machine. I'm gonna grab a pencil, gonna grab my handy dandy tape measurement, and because we said 7, right? This is 7 and our design is 5. So it's gonna be 1 inch on each side. You're supposed to put a tape. I'm not gonna put a tape because I'm using a pencil. I'm gonna mark 5. I'm sorry, I marked them out incorrectly. I'm marking 1 inch on each side of the tumbler. Why is that? Now I know that my wording or my name or my monogram, whatever you're gonna put, needs to be between those 2 lines. And we're gonna zoom in. You can see the lines now. So I'm putting them between those 2 lines. You can see it now. Between those 2 lines there. Take this out. So that's good. That's what I want my image to be. And finally, we need to adjust the settings for the power and the speed. And for that, I need to check my cheat sheet because I don't remember. Okay, I'm going to use 60 power, 200 speed, and 200 lines per centimeter. That's good. And that's it. Before sending this to the machine, make sure to save your project. Once save your project, yes, is the way it is. Yeah, we're good. So we are ready to rumble. Let me save this again because I made some changes. I am venting out the window. Let me make sure that is connected. Yes, I'm venting out the window. Everything is good to go. Now we are going to go to process. Oh, yes, we are not ready because I forgot to put the primer of the tumbler, and we are using the chalk. You can also use the settings from xTool Create Space, but let me save my settings because I know this works. Another important part is that because I took this font from XCS, I made everything from scratch. You need to weld your letters. If you don't weld your letters, sometimes when the letter cuts, the engraving is gonna cut there. So weld your letters. That's good. Let me save it again. And you have different settings. You can go and check the user-defined material from X2S. You see this stainless steel coated looks almost the same as the one that we're using. Let's see what settings that is giving us. It's giving you 20, 150, and 200. Let's use that actually. I was using 60. I think 20 is too low actually. I'm gonna use a little bit more because I don't believe those settings. I'm gonna use 40. And now we're gonna add the measurements on the chalk and the diameter. We said that was 925. Okay, I'm sorry, I was using the wrong term. The perimeter was 9.25 and the diameter is 9.94 kind of. So with this tab you can use the perimeter, which is the one that I like to use, 925. And now we are good to go. Save this, go to process. Make sure that in this preview is the image that you want to engrave. Sometimes we have added items or images to the canvas just to measure something else, and we don't realize that there's something else there. Another trick, let me go back to show you something else. Sometimes you have another piece of image and you hit the I button and you hide it, still there. You don't see it, but it's still there. And sometimes you send your process and those images are in the border of your canvas and you get an error from XCS telling you it's out of the canvas, you cannot do this, and you're like thinking what is going on, and that's one of the reasons why. So we're good to go. Let's click start. Let me show you. Let me see if I can put the camera so you can see how it's going to engrave. So we have our machine ready, our P2 ready. I'm gonna hit start, hit start, and now I'm gonna push the button of the machine. 3 cosas que debes de saber cuando envías un tumbler a grabar en tu xTool P2. La primera, tus parámetros están correctos. Aquí te demuestro, déjame esconder mi carita para que puedas ver esto. Parámetros correctos, le das clic a tu imagen. Estos son los parámetros que estoy utilizando. Segundo, le diste Auto Measure. ¿Estás seguro de lo que tienes, o seguro de lo que tienes en tu P2 correcto? Ok, sí, porque le di refresh y así es que se ve. Tercero, los parámetros del shock están correctos. 2.49 es el diámetro o el perímetro 9.25. ¿Están correctos? Ok, pues debe todo quedar muy bien. Yo le hago 2 pestañas o 2 marcas a mi tumbler. No sé si las ves aquí. Entre medio de esas 2 marcas es que yo quiero mi grabado. Un poquito más abajo, porque yo creo en el mismo centro. Y vamos a verificar que esté en la parte de arriba de él. Muy bien, todo se ve muy bien. Ahora vamos a grabar. Vamos a dar aquí donde dice Go to Process. Déjame enseñarte la máquina porque la podemos ver desde aquí. Go to Process. Oh, discúlpame. Y Go to Process. Asegúrate que lo que está aquí es lo que quieres grabar. Nuestro tumbler está terminado. Déjame minimizar esto. Puedes ver que dice complete. Our tumbler is finished. Cut. Our tumbler is finished, as you can see there, and it took 6 minutes and 44 seconds. It's going to be a little shaky when I open this. Here's how it looks. There's not a lot of char, so I'm guessing we shows the correct settings. When there's a lot of char, it means that there was too much power. When you cannot see the your tumbler base, means that there was not enough power. We need to clean it up. Well, let me give you a close-up before cleaning it up. Looks good. Let me grab a rag with a little bit of alcohol. If you don't use correct settings and you need a little bit of power cleaning it up, you can use maybe a magic eraser, but when you use correct settings, it should clean fast. No, the shiny, perfect settings. I just had to clean those pencil marks that I made. But look at this. I'm so happy about this font we selected. Let me see if I have a light so you can see the details on this. So lighting here, see. What do you think? The details of this font, the details of the settings, the details of the tumbler are going to be in the description below. Wasn't that fun? I know that you can do this and a lot more. A full wrap, more designs around the tumbler, but always start with the basics. A tumbler, a name, centralization, correct settings, and then escalate your imagination, if you can call it like that. Always remember to save your settings, your project. You want to do it again, you want to do it at the other side. I may gonna add the name at the other side too. And if you have any questions, please don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell. I also add videos in Spanish, so if you see me speaking in Spanish, it's because there's a playlist in Spanish here too, so share with friends that speak Spanish. See you again very soon with another laser, another projects, and more inspiration. Thanks for watching.